What's going on, Falcons fans? Welcome into Falcons Today by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here with you all after Atlanta's 27-24 win over Chicago in Week 11. And the Falcons are right back in the thick of things when it comes to either winning the division or at least being a wild card team. So we got some overreactions, we got some underreactions, plus unfortunately, we do have the Kyle Pitts injury news to touch on today. I am recording this during the U.S.-Wales game, so if you see me glance off, sorry about that. The good boys are up 1-0 at the half here. But the Falcons, they got the win, so let's show them some love right now. Like today's video to congratulate Atlanta knocking off Justin Fields and the Bears, and the Falcons rebounding from an ugly performance last time out against the Panthers on Thursday night. But, like I mentioned, Kyle Pitts, his season is done. Ian Rappoport tweeting out that Falcons standout tight end Kyle Pitts is believed to have suffered a torn MCL that would require surgery. This is following his MRI today, a brutal blow to one of the game's best young players. Now, Kyle Pitts is seeking a second opinion, but honestly, how often do athletes get a second opinion that changes the course? Usually, the doctor's right the first time, and another doctor's not going to come in and save the day. And it's very disappointing because it's not like Kyle Pitts has been having a monstrous year and he was going to carry this team far into the playoffs. But Kyle Pitts is your top 5 pick from a year ago. You want to see him play every snap possible and be a legit target for this team, and for him to solidify himself and silence all the naysayers and the doubters that he can be one of the top tight ends in football. All right, moving on here. The next man up, Parker Hesse for the Atlanta Falcons. He will slot into Kyle Pitts' role as tight end 1. Hasn't had a big workload so far this year. 5 grabs for 50 yards, no touchdowns. So it's next man up mentality for Arthur Smith and company. They've got to find a way to rebound from this and to move on from it. And unfortunately, Kyle Pitts likely done for the rest of the season, which is a big bummer because in my eyes coming into this season, there were a couple boxes you wanted to see checked, and one of those boxes was Kyle Pitts is a surefire thing, no doubter, no talk whatsoever of being a bust, and an injury, it sort of stalls that question, at least for the time being. All right, let's get into some overreactions after the Week 11 win. Marcus Mariota, did he save his job as the starter with this win? I think it's accurate. Arthur Smith has pretty much said, as long as we are not eliminated from the playoffs, we're not going to make a change at quarterback, which I can understand a little bit, because I do believe if Mariota is not going to be asked to do much, well, why can't Desmond Ridder do the same, and at least you learn about the rookie QB? But against Chicago, Mariota was 13 for 20, 131 passing yards. He had a passing touchdown to Drake London and 25 rushing yards on the ground. So Mariota was, well, he's Mariota. It was better than the Panthers game, that's for sure. He didn't make a meme of himself, and that's always a big win. But the Falcons, if they lost this game, it would have fallen to 4-7. Instead, they are 5-6. And the noise would have been a lot louder for Desmond Ridder to come in. But this win, in my eyes, definitely buys Mariota some more time. Should it? That's a different conversation, because it's a big blow and a shakeup to the locker room for a team that's thinking we can win this division. We still get to play the Bucs one more time at home too. We can rattle off some wins, and all of a sudden your head coach goes, "Yeah, that's all hunky-dory and good, but I'm going to change our starting quarterback." Whoa, what are you talking about? That's the leader of this team. You change your starting quarterback mid-season, doesn't always show that your team is going to be vying for a playoff spot. It works sometimes. Ask the Commanders about it. But Carson Wentz is just Carson Wentz. Ridder, meanwhile, in my eyes, the Falcons love, as around the NFL tweeting out, Falcons love rookie Desmond Ridder's development, but they're going to stick with Marcus Mariota at quarterback as long as they're in playoff contention, according to Ian Rappoport. Again, this is where I kind of go full circle of, I understand it's a major move to pull your starting quarterback, especially when you're in the playoff hunt, but if Mariota is only going to throw 15 to 20 passes a game, is Ridder that bad in practice? He must be the world's worst practice quarterback if you don't think Desmond Ridder can do the same job that Mariota's doing, while also killing 2 birds with 1 stone, learning whether or not Ridder has any future as this team's quarterback here. But as long as Atlanta keeps winning, Mariota is going to stay the starting quarterback in my eyes. But do you like this move? Do you like the Falcons sticking with Mariota? If you're winning, it's hard to want to change at QB, but also sometimes a good coach can recognize what their weakest point is. And at times, it's absolutely Mariota. This isn't full college football, Dabo Swinney. Let's pull what's-his-face and put in Trevor Lawrence, Kelly Bryant. But I would like to see if Ridder has any future for this team and not spend his whole rookie season sitting on the bench. All right, we're going to get to more Falcons overreactions and news and rumors in just a moment, but we got a brand new sponsor I'm really excited to share with you all, and that is Established Titles, okay? Today's Falcons show is sponsored by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to help preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Eddleston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. It makes a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot, within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a Lord or a Lady, we can build our own little Falcons kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use promo code CHAT, you can get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get your gifts now and help support the channel. I'll put that link for all of you in the comments and the description of today's show. All right, next rumor to get to here. The Falcons' offensive line is good again. I think it's a bit of an overreaction. You played a Bears team whose number 1 sack leader was their safety, Jaquan Brisker. They traded Robert Quinn away, and they traded Roquan Smith away, 2 of their top QB pressure guys. So in my eyes, I don't think playing a Bears team who is at the bottom of the NFL in terms of getting after the quarterback makes this offensive line good all of a sudden. All right, there is no doubt that the Falcons' offensive line improved, and that's good to see because you want to see this team improve week after week. That's what the NFL is all about. Could have gotten worse, no doubt about it, but I'm not going to stand up here and pretend that everything's 100% now. They have completely fixed all their problems, and they are back on track. Because let's not forget, this Falcons' offensive line has had some shaky days. I mean, you go back to Week 10, their PFF grades across the board, it was pretty low. Now look at the jump that they made in Week 11. They made some moves, Udoka starting at left guard, but all across the board, everyone got better. It definitely helped playing against a weaker Bears pass rush that didn't have guys like Brian Burns, for example, or Derek Brown. But give credit where credit is due. Atlanta beat up Chicago in the trenches, and that starts with the offensive lines. Is it a sign? Maybe. I still think it's probably a little bit more so of you played the Bears, and they've got a really bad defensive line. I mean, their number 1 sack leader, like I said, is their safety, Jaquan Brisker. Number 2 is Jack Sanborn. He wasn't on the team 3 weeks ago, and he's already number 2. Travis Gibson was supposed to take a big leap this year, and he has not done that. So I just think it's worth noting of, yes, Falcons' offensive line got better. And that's all you can ask for. But I'm not going to take, maybe not an inch, but like 5 inches and stretch it a yard. You see what I'm saying here? By the way, before we get to some more rumors, we're trying to grow this channel exponentially, and we need your help to do so. Let's get to 8,400 subscribers. That's only asking for 15 of you to subscribe. I don't need 16 people to subscribe. I don't need 14. I need 15. So if you have not subscribed, please consider going ahead and doing so. All right, let's move on to our final rumor from the game on Sunday. The Falcons saved their season with this win. I think this is accurate. You lose at home against a sub-500 Bears team, that's a tough blow. That's a tough thing to come back from. Instead, the Falcons 5-6 right now, right in the thick of things in terms of the NFC South, right behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who you still get to play one more time. So that's an opportunity to get a game back. And when you just look around this NFC at the moment, is there anyone that is jumping out to you that's going to run away with either a wild card or a division spot? Outside of the Eagles and the Vikings, who have looked frauds the last couple of weeks, no. I think the Falcons, even at 5-6, below 500 at the end of November, are still very much in the thick of things. And also, remember last year, the Eagles, they went on a massive run to end the season, which the Falcons could do right now and make the playoffs here. But it does make you think, had they just beaten the Panthers? And I know this is the NFL, and there's a lot of ifs and what ifs out there, but if they beat the Panthers on Thursday night, they'd be sitting at 6-5 right now, feeling really good about where they are going. And when you play teams like the Panthers, and you're the better team on paper, you have to be the better team on the turf here. The remaining schedule for Atlanta, by the way, coming up here at the Commanders, who, that's not going to be an easy game. Make no mistake, Taylor Heineke has these boys firing. Then you got the Steelers. Mike Tomlin, he always has his team playing hard, but the Steelers do suck. Then they've got a bye. Then they go to, and what a late bye too. Then they go to New Orleans, which it's a rival game. It's a division game. So that's never going to be an easy win or loss to predict. And to round out the season, you got a tough game at Baltimore. You got a Cardinals team that I still want to believe has a little bit of life left in them, but I don't think they do actually. And then you have the Bucs. So not an easy slate of games. They don't have a bunch of gimmies coming up in their schedule, right? They don't have the Jags and the Texans lining up at their front door here. Are the Falcons going to make the playoffs? If they go 9-8, I think they're in, no doubt. 10-7 is absolutely in my eyes in the NFC this year. Honestly, 8-9 might get the job done. I don't think the NFC 7th playoff team is going to be above 9-8. It hasn't been the last couple of seasons since the change, and I think that we might even get an 8-9 team this season. Now, if you want the Falcons to make the playoffs, like today's video if you have not already, let's just end on some good vibes right here. Put it into the YouTube jet stream, Falcons making the playoffs, because you like today's video.